But yeah, the brake doesn't overheat that bad, and this car steering is really weird cause that okay. Welcome back to my automation video. Today I'm going to make a KEI car, Japanese KEI car. Well, if you doesn't know, KEI car is basically a really small Japanese car that is have small displacement and small body size. So yeah, let's make it. For panel material, I want this to be lightweight, but not too expensive. So I'm going to choose fiberglass. Oh, and by the way, normally KEI car is pretty cheap if you buy. If you buy that car in the Japan, KEI car is specially made for Japan. If you doesn't know, for chassis I going to choose monocoque, cause yeah, that's the lightest chassis type. And for material, well, I want to use carbon fiber, but again, this car is supposed to be cheap and affordable, so no carbon fiber for now. Let's see which is lightest. They are the same. Well, let's use corrosion resistant, cause yeah, I doesn't want this to corrode too bad. I don't want the steel to rust, so yeah. For placement, I want this to be front engine. Normally, KEI car use mid engine or rear, cause again they are can be more compact that way. So, but now I going to choose front and transverse, cause I want this to be front wheel drive car. For suspension, yeah, I just going to choose double wishbone, and yeah, this car will be pretty boring. I mean, if you compare that to all the other car. Oh, and I want this to be inline 3, and of course for displacement, yeah, it will be pretty small, so I'm going to make it 660, and I want this to be turbocharged, so yeah, I'm going to do that. Engine block inline 3, material, well, make it light. So yeah, I'm going to choose aluminum. For head and valve, I want this to be dual overhead cams with two valve. I doesn't want this to rev too high. I can make that, but I doesn't need that. So I want this to have small displacement, of course, cause this is a KEI car. Yeah, that should be good enough. Oh, and make that front wheel drive. For head, I going to make it light. So yeah, aluminum. Aluminum is one of the lightest metal. Technically they are semi-metal, but yeah, let's not get into that. And of course, turbocharger, I want this to be fuel economic, so yeah, and make it small, cause yeah, this engine is really small. For fuel system, I'm going to make this injection with multi-point. Yeah, there you go. There is the word. Configuration, I think I just need single, guys. It doesn't need that much. Per cylinder, yeah, that's not really necessary. Cause again, this car isn't race. Not really a sport KEI car. It's still a fast. Not KEI car are not fast, but I want this to be still able to move, but not that fast. I want this to be rev to 7,500. And for catalytic, I want this to be two-way and baffled. Cause yeah, the reason why there is KEI car was, well, main reason is it is good for environment and doesn't use too much gasoline, but I still need to, actually, you know what, let's make compression ratio a lot more smaller, lot less. I use turbo, so I doesn't need that much of compression. 42 horsepower, that's not a lot, but we can do better. Well, you know what, I think I'm going to tune the engine, so yeah, see you in 5 seconds, I guess. Well, after tuning the engine and increasing the rev limiter, I make 51 horsepower, which is, in my opinion, well, that is good enough. 51. I mean, the engine weight is 74 kilos, so yeah, this thing will be good enough. Well, it will. 40. Even if this have 40 horsepower, yeah, I think this still will be able to move. And I want this car to be comfortable.
Convertible.
I want this car to be a convertible. So yeah, convertible with soft top. That car will be really like So yeah, I think 50 horsepower that enough. For gearbox, I want this to be manual because I want to change the gear on my own. For differential, well, viscose is enough. For tire, I'm going to of course choose radial. Actually, you know what? I think crossplay is good enough. I mean, this car doesn't need that much rubber. Well, let's make. I mean that the tire is too big. Yeah, the tire is definitely way too big for. Wait, what? So the tire diameter cannot be any smaller, which is, but I mean, that will be scrap. That will definitely scrap a lot. I don't know why, but well, that is that, I guess. And of course, make the tire go outside a bit. I mean, make the offset a little bit more. I want this to be tough, but not too much for the fitment. For the tire, I'm going to make it hard, long life. I mean, this car is probably what, less than $10. I mean, this is a cheap car. I want to make something that really cheap. So, yeah. Oh, and of course, fuel efficient at the same time. For brake, yeah, I think one piston in front, on front and back is good enough and make it comfortable. And yeah, I guess that is for braking. Now, for the undertray, I'm not going to use anything. For interior, whoa, you can put 5 people for some reason, but that just impossible. Well, you know what? I'm going to make it 5-seater, but the rear seat is like really small seat. So yeah, interior I'm going to just standard. For entertainment, standard too. I mean, this thing is like cheap, really cheap KEI car, but still good quality. Power steering, yeah, I think I'm not going to use any. Well, let's just see if the weight is light enough to be able to be driven without a power steering. ABS is good enough, and of course, for safety, standard. Suspension, yeah, you know what? Just going to standard. Actually, maybe air. Nope. Yeah, I think standard is the best. And yeah, the wheels definitely have some issue there. I mean, that wheel will definitely scrap. That's made me think. How do I fix it? You know what? I think I'm going to try to fix it, and I'll be back. Well, after playing around with the suspension, I can kinda fix it, but yeah, the tire still definitely will scrap. Well, that is the limitation of, I think, the game. I hope I can fix the tire, and yeah, I just add a hydraulic power steering, cause well, it says too heavy with if I doesn't put any power steering. So yeah. And the weight, well, it is definitely a bit too heavy for my taste. I mean, I think this will be less than 800 kilo weight. I mean, dry weight, but it's, yeah, 950. That's just heavy for KEI car. I mean, normally KEI car, well, Jimny weight, if I'm not mistaken, is only 800 kilos. 840. So, and this thing is heavier than that. So yeah, this is like a really bad KEI car maybe. And let's play around with. You know what? Nope. I want this to be cheap. You know what? I think I'm just going to use basic interior, or not. Yeah, I still care about that. This score. I mean, yeah, I know that isn't important, but I kinda care about it. Oh, instead, you know what? Let's make this just a 2-seater. I mean, how did you put any more passenger or people behind that small of area? So yeah, 2-seater is good enough. Well, now it's time for designing. So I just going to skip it. I just going to skip forward after I done designing this car. So yeah. Well, after designing the car for a really short time, I mean, this is probably the fastest car that I ever designed in this game. And yeah, this I mean the front is an actual debit, but the rear, oh my god, that is ugly. Yeah, you know what? I think it is the worst car design wise that I ever created. And also, yeah, that doesn't I didn't drive it yet, but yeah, you know what? Let's find out on Beamng whether this car is good or you know really bad car. Well, welcome to the Beamng. Well, this car is honestly is really slow. Not gonna lie, but handling wise, yeah, not bad for a really cheap car. After all, this is I mean it's really like so. Yeah, I think handling wouldn't be an issue. I mean normally for like car you doesn't need a really good tire. I mean don't get me wrong, good tire is still needed, but just not as important as a heavy vehicle. Well, not I mean well honestly, this car is really drivable. I mean if someone give me this car and I drive it, yeah, I think I still can drive this car. I mean I doesn't drive car that much, but yeah, this car is a good starter car, I guess. I mean, it is cheap, so yeah, I think this is a budget car. And why the three? Ah, that's weird. But yeah, top speed wise, well, this is faster than Jimmy, so yeah. And let's see if I can control this at a really high speed. Okay, I need to brake. Okay, I forget there is a turn. And I crash. Well, the car is still drivable, so yeah, not an issue. And the brake is still really good. I mean, I think the the brake. I mean, I put really small brake, so I think the car will, you know, overheat. I mean, the brake will overheat. But yeah, the brake doesn't overheat that bad, and this car steering is really weird, cause that okay. Oops. Well, I just say this car handling is an actual dead pack. You know what? I take that back. This car still. I mean, this car is understeering like really bad. But yeah, overall, this car is actually dead bad. I mean, yeah, they still understeer, but not like the last car, which will kill you. Well, this car just need. I mean, you just need to drive this slower. I mean, driving this at 100 km/h. Yeah, this, I just want to say this thing still drivable, but last car. I mean, the last car, that car oversteer a lot. This car, it's it's like just understeer too much. I, this is this is the next level of understeer. And when I say this car understeer, I do mean it. I mean, it's just go straight. Well, especially off road. So yeah, I mean on road it's still good, but off road you need to drive really slow. And the engine doesn't overrev. That's my better. I trying to do front wheel drift. I mean for front wheel drive drift. But yeah, this car will not be able to do that. And yes, you say front wheel drive cannot drift. I don't know what are you calling that, but normally I call that sliding motion drift, like any sliding motion, even if it isn't power drift. But yeah, this car just doesn't have first of all the power, and secondly, it's just understeer. And I do beat it. I mean, yeah, this just understeer too much. But it's still drivable though. Not, and yeah, it's only have 50 horsepower, so I think understeer wouldn't be an issue unless you are crazy and you drive really fast like me in this game. And yeah, I think you cannot lose control with this car. But yeah, if you going too fast, it's still understeer. So yeah, just it still can drift. Never mind, actually this car can drift. Huh, that's kind of surprising. Could surprise me, but a bit. Well, I mean this car is really drivable. I mean drivability. I will put this car like 10 out of 10. Just you shouldn't go above the speed limit. I mean not by much, but if you go like 5 over, yeah, this car is still good enough. But if you go 10 over and there is a turn, yeah, you are screw. You are dead. Huh, this car is drivable. I mean, controllable. That's the word. I'm surprised by this car. I mean, this car look ugly, but at least this car is can go pretty fast. I mean, 100 kilometer per hour is good enough for me. Yeah, but it's this car just understeer. I mean, in my country, the speed limit for highway is 120. Uh, Some of them is only 100. So yeah, if someone give me this car and or I buy this kind of car, yeah, it's still good enough. 100. I mean, 60 mile per hour is I know slow for few people or well, I mean it's still fast, but yeah, for highway speed that is slow for a lot of people. Especially if you use I mean if you live on Germany or US, yeah, that's is definitely really slow. But if you live on Southeast Asia country or I think England have slow speed limit, I mean low, yeah, that 60 mile per hour is most of the time is the speed limit even for highway. And yeah, when whoa, I go to this place again. And when I say most, I mean like not all. Okay, I mean I never go outside my country. I just questing here. But yeah, I think most country their highway speed limit is 60. Of course, if you are talking country like Germany or US, that is whole different story, guys. So yeah. And for this car, I'm not going to lap time this car. I mean, this car is just too slow. And yeah, this. I mean, the lap time wouldn't be that interesting. So yeah. I mean, honestly, this video is probably really boring. This car just. I mean, this car maybe for a budget car is a good car, but for someone who making this car on I mean on automation and upload and recording it, yeah, this car just boring. I mean, I'm starting getting bored driving this car. I mean, this car is probably one of the controllable car that I met, and this doesn't go that fast. I mean, it only have 50 horsepower. And yeah, top speed wise, this is pretty fast. Wow, not gonna lie. If you get long enough road, I think this could go 120 easily, like no problem. Actually, I think I'm going to hit 120 now. Yeah, I just hit that. Okay, I need to brake. I need to brake. I think this today video wouldn't be that interesting. I guess. I mean, normally I never doing intentional crash for the video. I mean, honestly, if you like to see this car crash, I mean, if you love seeing people crash on Beamng, yeah, please tell me in the comment section. But if I'm being honest, intentional crash is weird, in my opinion. That's why I never do intentional crash. But yes, I'm just dumb. I mean, well, I'm not dumb, but for the game, sometimes I just drive like maniac. So yeah, if you see me crash a lot, that's because I just try to drive really fast. I mean, unrealistically fast. But yeah, with this car, I don't think you can crash this. Actually, you know what? I have one track that I crash a lot on automation. Yeah, I think I just going to use that track right now. Well, can you guess what track it is? Well, if you can guess it, please put that. If oops, I think I give out what track it is. Well, if you think you know what track it is, well, tell me in the comment section now. But of course, if you watch anime, you probably already know this track. I mean, not track, but route. And yeah, this is initial D track. This is Mount Akina. And yeah, I try to drive this car on Mount Akina. Cause I do crash a lot in this. I mean, and I mean like really a lot. This track is really hard in my opinion. I mean this road, especially if you are going fast. I mean if you are going 60 kilometer per hour, that wouldn't be an issue. But yeah, who will drive slow in this kind of road, especially if you watch initially? Yeah, I think you will hear a Eurobeat on your on ear without using it. I mean without playing any music. Yeah, you will definitely hear a Eurobeat. I think I might hear a Eurobeat right now or not. But yeah, this car still doesn't crash. Normally, in the next corner, I crash a lot, like that corner in the front. Yeah, I kinda crash a lot. Let's see if I still crash with this. I mean, brake there and yeah, this car is too drivable. This car is too drivable to the point where I think this car just is too boring. But yeah, still doesn't crash. That is crazy. I mean, normally, okay, I think I will crash. God, I forget. I I just forget to break. I forget there is a turn there. Ah, you know what? Just rewind time and continue, I guess. And yeah, I forget there is turn there. I doesn't read the sign there. And yeah, normally I do crash a lot, especially if I'm going, at least if I'm going I'm trying to go fast. Yeah, this road is like there is just two lane in this road, so yeah. I mean, it is probably smaller than most of racetrack. Well, it is definitely. I mean, normally racetrack could be. I mean, not could be. I mean, racetrack is normally bigger and wider than this road. But yeah, this road is really, really small and narrow. I mean, honestly, if I'm going down the hill, yeah, this car is good. Like, it doesn't need power when you go down the hill. As long as the driver is good, yeah, I think this car is pretty fast on this track. Oops, I think understeer is definitely an issue with this car. Gutter technique. Yeah, I'm not Takumi, guys. So yeah, if I'm driving too slow there, I'm sorry. The car just pulled to the left. And honestly, I'm planning on making a new series on my. Please don't. Well, you know what? Let me reset the car. Honestly, I'm planning on doing streaming in my channel. Streaming about GTA 5. With surprise, I know. You probably doesn't know that I played GTA 5 a lot. GTA 5 is one of my favorite game, but I don't know if someone will watch that video. I mean, yeah, for now, there is no people watching this video probably. I mean, yeah, probably if you watch this video, yeah, you are one of the few people that watch first, my channel first, I mean. For now, I think there is only what, 10 people watching my video. So yeah, isn't that much people watching my video right now. But yeah, if you watch this in the future, yeah, I think you know if I crash, of course. Well, if you watch my video in the future, I guess yeah, you know if I start GTA series or not. But for now, I honestly kinda thinking to start GTA 5 series. But of course, my channel still mainly is automation, guys, and Beamng, of course, guys. Yeah, that two game is my favorite, the best game in my opinion. And yeah, back to this car. I'm surprised I only crash three times, but normally I crash like 10 times. But I think that number will increase or not. I think that number will not increase. Wow, this car is quite good, honestly. I mean, yeah, the only issue with this car is understeer. Well, but I guess you can kinda repair that by making the front tire bigger. I mean, front wheel and tire. I mean, wider, not bigger, but yeah. Oh, I never go to that road. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to go to that road. I never go there. Can I do G-turn in this car? Well, definitely. I mean, it's front wheel drive car. Let's go up. Never mind. I doesn't know that road is going nowhere. I never go there, honestly. And yeah, now I know where is that road going. Ah, crap. Oops, just hitting. Okay, that isn't count of as a crash. Oops, let's check the place. Honestly, I I do play a lot on Mount Okinawa before, but I think this is new. I mean, I update my map. Yeah, this is definitely new. Wow, I never been here before. I'm sorry if this video become me exploring this map. Okay, I don't like say sorry how many times in this video, but yeah, for this car, I want to finish before I end the video, but I don't know. I think that will be too long. I well, that is strategic. Hit while hitting, I mean, yeah, that is while riding, right? Like her, that isn't a crash. That was intentional. Come on, go, go, go! Oh my god, this car is really slow. If I'm being honest, today I'm actually really trying to make a K car, but yeah, I think I will make real wheel drive rear engine K car, but I just ended up making this boring car. I don't know why. I really doesn't know why. I just yeah. If you asking why today video look like I'm unprepared, yeah, that's why I actually making a car that I'm not planning to make. I know that's weird. Yeah, sometimes I'm just saying, you know what? Screw my old idea and try to do something and just like screw like yeah, you know what? Say goodbye to my note and just make the video. I know that's why sometimes I make a good video and sometimes yeah I just make the video like this, like really loose and I finish. Yeah, I mean yeah this video is really loose. I doesn't use any note. I doesn't plan anything. And yeah, if you watch this video to the end, well, first of all, good job I guess. I mean, I probably make the most boring automation video in YouTube. But yeah, thanks for watching and well, I think this film is shorter than any other video that I made. And yeah, subscribe and like. And yeah, thank you for watching today. And I mean, sorry if I just take your time. I mean, this is really boring. Even for me that is recording, this is boring. Yeah, I think next car. Well, next car, you know what? I'm going to make something exciting, fast, but still drivable. Maybe GT2 or GT3 kinda car. Yeah, it's going to make that. So yeah, subscribe and turn on the notification button. So you be tuned. I mean, if so you I cannot talk. So you be able to see the next video. And yeah, I think this car. Yeah, this car is really slow. Well, you know, that's it for today. Goodbye, goodbye.